starting from the back. Scott McLaughlin, who DNF'd in the pre-final after a clash with young Paul Blomqvist. So watch for the drive from the back for the expat Kiwi now living in Australia, and he got a great start, Tony.
Yes, no, keep an eye on this boy. He's got his tuner, Robbie Morton, out from Aussie, so these boys would have worked hard, and they'll have a good setup on it.
So Scott McLaughlin in the 98 back there. He's just in behind the 53 of Matt Hollier. But Cassidy already out to the early lead. The NI plate, the Maranello chassis up against a horde of arrows out of Australia.
Yeah, Nick doing a fantastic job on cold tyres. He's out the gate, and then I would say should carry on like this.
Now just looking at the karts, this is a long final, over 30 laps. How do the drivers change the setups from the pre-final and the earlier heats, which are obviously shorter races? You want the karts to come in later on in the race?
Ideally, you're dealing with a longer race distance, so if you can start the kart off a little bit freer, a little bit slower at the start, and you really want the kart to be getting quicker, the last quarter of the race is ideal.
And tyre pressures, they'd be running them a little bit lower than maybe the start of the pre-final?
Yeah, it's always personal preference, Jamie, but most of them will be running probably 1.5 pounds lower than what they would in the heats, I would imagine.
And they're running a different tyre package than they would run in normal Kart Sport New Zealand events. They're running the Mojos, which the drivers run on at the World Finals.
Yes, that's right. With as far as the Rotax Challenge goes, we run them in the closest gear that they can at the World Finals. So with this year, obviously juniors run the Mojo D1, which they're using overseas.
Here's the battle up front. Nick Cassidy chased by young Andy Schofield. He's been impressive. And look who is in third. Scott McLaughlin from the rear of the field. He's starting to make his presence felt, and he's cutting some quick lap slices up the inside of Schofield at grandstand and starts to chase down the points leader and the race leader, Nick Cassidy. Absolute
stormer from Scotty here off the back of the grid, like you said, Jamie. So it'll be interesting to see if he can keep this pace up.
Well, he's already set the fastest lap of the race, a 31.385. That's only about a tenth off what the Senior Max Challenge drivers are doing. There's some young stars coming through the ranks. I mean, Nick Cassidy's just recently won the Formula First Speed Sports Scholarship, so he's going to be doing a full New Zealand Formula First Championship this year. And Tony, just looking there, he's driving with one arm. He's got his right hand down over the top of the engine box, so Cassidy might have a problem here.
Yeah, it looks as though his airbox or carburetor might be coming loose by the sound of it. So talk about arm pump, that left hand will be getting pretty sore.
And Cassidy gets passed for the lead by Scott McLaughlin, who started from the tail of the field. He crouches down up and towards turn 2. This is where he had problems in the pre-final. We just got a glimpse of it as he speared off into the grass in a DNF for Scott McLaughlin. So he's playing catch-up. He needs some points back in the bank to get back up to Paul Blomqvist. As we go back to the battle for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, Aaron Hodgson makes a nice pass on the current New Zealand champion, Daniel Kinsman.
Aaron Hodgson probably having one of his better rounds this year by the look of it.
Kinsman, problems there. I think he clashed with Paul Blomqvist. That was a big moment because that's a pretty fast exit off the pit turn.
Yeah, that curve's pretty nasty, can tend to drag you up.
Here's the replay. Just runs wide, picks up over the kid. He was lucky not to get into the barriers in front of the pit wall. Kinsman continues, but it's cost him a lot of time. Going back to the battle up front between McLaughlin and Cassidy. Cassidy back up the inside. He's past him driving with one hand.
Yeah, good intelligent driving by these boys. Nick's running with one hand, and Scott can probably see that, so they're giving themselves plenty of room.
Well, this is amazing. What a battle. I mean, this is the battle for the lead. Cassidy's handicapped. Oh, he ran wide off the exit of the infield. McLaughlin's sitting there right on his back bumper. Scott must be aware that he is driving with just one hand.
Yeah, no, he'll use his head. These boys aren't silly. Like you said, Nick's running at the Formula V level now. Scotty's got Brightech Motorsport Scholarship in Australia, so yeah, they'll use their heads.
Oh, McLaughlin down the inside. They got the white flag last lap. The final lap of the RI Helmets Junior Max Challenge. Round at Auckland. Cassidy just runs semi-defensive down into 2. He's got the lead at the moment. Cassidy may be looking. No, he goes, covers in the inside. Cassidy had to go to the outside. Oh, he's cost him some time off the pit turn. Closes back up. Through grandstand, Cassidy tries the last lap lunge. McLaughlin's going to hold on to it. He'll win the final. Has he done enough to go to Italy? He celebrates. McLaughlin with the win, just 0.2 of a second ahead of Nick Cassidy. Andy Schofield 3rd, Tom Blomqvist 4th. Then it's Hodgson, Blomqvist, Hanley and Matt Hollier. What a race.
Scotty, as we saw, the pre-final did not go well for you. Did you think it was maybe all over going into the final?
I still had hope. But I was definitely lucky with the final win, so I'm very happy at the moment and looking forward to Italy.
Nick, outstanding result. You managed to not quite win the final, but you were doing it pretty hard out there. What happened?
Pretty much on lap 2, the airbox come a little bit loose and managed to hold on to it for 28 laps. Not the most easiest thing to do, but I lived with it.
How's the left arm?
A little bit dead, but it was worth it.
And it certainly was worth it. Nick Cassidy taking out the RA Helmet Junior Max points overall. Scott McLaughlin on countback ends up second overall over Tom Blomqvist. Daniel Kinsman back in fourth.